In a world where visitors to St. Louis need someone they can trust for requests, reservations, or recommendations, there's an elite group of hospitality heroes willing to answer the call. These titans of tourism go above and beyond to ensure that their guests receive superior service. There's no challenge too large and no request too small. They're putting the STL in hustle. Today, we honor these hospitality superheroes.
Kids say the darndest things. In fact, Shafanda Tobar overheard a 6-year-old boy say that he heard about gross things happening in hotel rooms and that monsters are under the bed. Shafanda invited the young guest to spend some time inspecting the room together to get his good housekeeping seal of approval. They had such a great time together that evidently the little boy returned the next morning after his family checked out, just so he could catch Shafanda and say goodbye and deliver his handwritten note. And of course, Shafanda didn't let him leave empty-handed either. She had a bag of M&Ms for her new miniature friend. Treating guests with care and the love of a family member makes Shafanda a hospitality superhero. One for all and all for one. This trio saved a man's life. After a phone call from the man's wife explaining her concern that her husband, a diabetic, was incoherent on the phone, Tim jumped into action. He entered the room with juice and a snack to find the guest shivering. Tim called Jeff and Bethany for backup and a blanket. After asking the man several questions he couldn't answer, they determined that they needed EMS. The trio stayed with the guest while EMS treated him until the man returned to normal. All the while, they kept his wife informed over the phone of his status. For quick thinking and staying calm under pressure, Tim Byrne, Jeff Gibson, and Bethany Hernandez are hospitality superheroes! Sabrina made a delivery that one guest will never forget. She struck up a conversation with a guest while making a reservation for her stay at the Hollywood Casino. The guest shared that her sister had recently passed. The two women also chatted about where their offices were located. A few days after the conversation, Sabrina stopped by the guest's office with flowers, a sympathy card, and a fruit tray to express her condolences. For being sympathetic and extending friendship to a guest, Sabrina is a superhuman and a hospitality superhero! Coffee stains. It never fails when you're wearing white and have somewhere important to be. It seems like that's when coffee chooses to strike. Never fear, LaShawna is here. She took a guest shirt home with her, removed the coffee stain, and returned it the next day, freshly pressed and ready for his big meeting. For literally taking her work home with her and working her magic, LaShawna Harper is a hospitality superhero. This superhero doesn't need a cape. She earned her wings as a true angel. A couple was in distress after her husband had just had surgery and they needed to get on the road to drive 200 miles to get him settled for his recovery. But the wife had lost her wallet with all their IDs and money inside. Denise stayed with the guest's husband while the wife frantically retraced her steps. To no avail, the wallet was nowhere to be found. Denise persuaded them to take $75 of her own money to pay for gas and incidentals on the way home. It turns out the wallet was in an Uber, and the driver was able to drive an hour and return the wallet to them. After getting settled at home, the couple sent a thank you card to Denise along with repayment, with interest, calling her a true angel. For her selflessness and divine intervention, Denise Dunn is a hospitality superhero! The lost and found at the zoo had 5 class rings in their hand at the end of 2017. Paul and Nikki spent hours researching high schools and contacting them. With only the school's initials and the students' initials, they were able to track down and return all 5 of the class rings to their owners in Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri. For their tenacity and use of good old detective work, Nikki Guest and Paul Torno are hospitality superheroes! Scott's superpower is his super sight. A woman traveling through Lambert lost a one-of-a-kind handmade pin that was a gift from her husband. The pin could be anywhere, on the plane, in a cab, on the hotel lobby floor. Lucky for her, she got Scott on the line when she called the taxi dispatch. Scott was able to find the cab, search it, and find the pin laying face down in a hole that anchored the seats. Scott had a colleague drive him to her hotel, meet her in the lobby before her meeting, and return the pin. For impressing an out-of-towner by finding and returning her treasure, Scott Sparks is a hospitality superhero! Each of these individuals is an exceptional employee every day, and their specific moment of exceptional service really wowed a St. Louis visitor. Explore St. Louis gratefully recognizes their role in making St. Louis a world-class destination. Thank you.